The reason we haven't got the answer is because we're confused. I'm struck that Sonia is quoting Kamhoff and Bennis here. You know, what we've got is a combination of quite progressive thinking, almost post-Keynesian thinking, mixed up with deeply reactionary monetarist thinking in one paper. And the left is going behind it and saying the IMF has suddenly seen the light. Honestly, I really find this extraordinary. And I think what it arises from is a deep misunderstanding of the way the financial system works. And we're not alone. The powers that be think that you can solve the problem of Japan or the problem of Europe with monetary policy. The question is, the real issue for me is this. I'm in favor of the banking system, and I think money creation is a jolly good thing. I just want to make that clear. For me, the question isn't money creation as such. The question is, how is it spent and who decides on how it is spent? Right now, it is spent in speculation, massive speculation. The banks can't believe their luck. All that QE being spewed out of all of the central banking systems, going into speculative activity by the banks who have to clean up their balance sheets. What we need to be able to do is to say, we like the fact the Bank of England can create overnight £1 trillion to bail out the banking system. What we'd like the Bank of England to do is to create overnight, without depending on sovereign funds or pension funds or that old lady's savings or any of those things, create the finance we need to tackle climate change. And I can tell you we'll need more than the $16 or $20 trillion that was mobilized to bail out the banking system, to shore up our coastal defenses, to deal with floods, to rebuild our housing stock. And that'll take a huge amount of money. The question is, we have a sophisticated, developed banking system that could make the finance available. Under our system, as opposed to, for example, the system in Nigeria or in parts of Africa, there need never, ever be a shortage of finance. Never. The question becomes, you create the finance, what can you do with that? And who is going to decide? And we, I think, have got muddled because we're so worried, and there's lots to worry about, in terms of the way in which the private banking system has created crazy credit and dumped it as debt on the whole world and brought the thing the world to its knees. So worried about that we're trying to contain that without understanding that we could use it if we got control over it. And if we understood it, we can't take control unless we understand it, to spend it in what we're going to have to do, which is to substitute labor for carbon. And that's going to take a massive transformation for which and it's possible for humanity to do that. We don't have to throw up our hands and say it's the end of the world. We have systems which would enable us to do that. But we have to understand how they work, and above all, we have to get control of them, and that's where the democratic issue comes in.
Thank you.